All right. Okay, cool. Let's get this going. Now, why are we here? Why did we all of a sudden pull back? Why? I want to understand um uh why are we having this pullback right now when we're in a scenario where we're thinking, look, how is this possible? I thought we were going up. What's going on? Things look good. The weekend showed some good price action. What's happening on this side? Well, the situation is this, right? We are in a very unique environment at this present moment, right? And it's this sort of cycle aspect of where we're going to. Things are boring, and it's going to do things in the market where people are going to get frustrated, and we're going to see this movement in the market where where the bear market when your viewers are at 90%. Yeah, I know that, but look, this is the thing that I want to say. Most people will leave. Most people. I'm going to tell you to everyone right now, I've been through this 3 times. I've been through the one that was very similar to this as well. So I've been through this a lot, right? And I will say this. I will say this. And I just did a video about it, right? So I'm pretty sure no one watched it because, why does anyone watch my videos? What's the point? And you guys should every day actually come and search for my account to watch them, because TikTok doesn't seem to want to push them for some reason, right? Is this the moment everyone stops talking about this in our industry? When everyone's like, nah, brev, nah. I don't want anything to do with this industry. It's over. It was all scam. We will see them when we're already in the market. We will see them when we're at all-time highs again. We will see them there. See, this is the thing that I want to explain to everyone. Hello, 80 Fefe. It's time to separate the boys from the men. Totally the case. See, this is the thing that I want everyone to understand. You want to be here when no one's talking about it. You want to be the person that was like, when I say, oh yeah, I bought Solana at $18, and everyone's like, what the hell? How could you do it? Because I was just like, I was there when it was down, when it was boring, but no one cared about anything. This is the thing you guys need to understand. This is what I need to explain to everyone. We're coming off this scenario right now where liquidity is very, very dry, right? There's no liquidity, and all of the liquidity that is coming into this so what's going on? Yeah, all of the trade and the liquidity that's coming into this market, right, is all going into what would be described as a less risky risk on asset, right? This is the thing I want to say. That's why you see the S&P 500 going up and things moving up in that direction. Although, to be honest, S&P 500 is looking a bit weak, especially as it produced a lower high. That there, my friend, is a bit of a worry. I mean, technically from the previous one, it's a higher high. So if this thing does move and the market starts to rally a little bit, it will be most probably in the S&P 500, which will most probably, unfortunately, cause more problems in risk on assets. As I said before, there is no real new liquidity coming into the market. It's just moving the same liquidity around, and it's just a liquidity grab at the moment. So if you're in projects and things like that are there, longevity is not the thing that you should be thinking about at this present moment, unless it's a project that is got really strong fundamentals, strong devs, a good team behind them, and that are building slowly and not pushing marketing. Those are the ones that you should really, really be looking into, for sure, right? Definitely, for sure. And that's the thing that you should slowly start to look at that, right? Now, if we look at the markets right now, and this is the thing that I explained to everyone very, very clearly in the previous lives, and also in the pro group as well. And I want everyone to really, really understand something, right, about the pro group as well. It's there to give signals, but it's also there for you to learn, right? Sometimes I give direct signals so you guys can, close your eyes and just do what you want to. But I'm telling you, we're coming into a scenario where I'm going to be also fully explain, start going into teaching and explaining the certain things that I'm talking about, right? How I'm doing things, how things are moving, why I'm looking for certain aspects. Today was one of those, right? I gave a clear statement today. I said, I showed two graphs, right? I said, if Bitcoin doesn't get above 90,358, if the total market cap does not reclaim the 3.04 trillion, we're going down. And it didn't. You saw it have the first initial turnover of at the 89,700, and then on that this time it decided to pull back. And this is the way that it goes. We're moving into a scenario where we're having steps up and elevated down. This is the way that things are moving. And for those who think that I'm getting things that are not correct, or I'm not saying this, they're all recorded. They're all recorded. You can go to my X and my tube, just listen to what I said yesterday, or the last time I streamed. I said exactly as I was talking about in this scenario that was going on. And this is where it goes, right? Like, this is the situation that I'm explaining to everyone in this scenario. I said, most probably, we're going to come and try and take out this wick here. This area here is all that's going on. All that's going on at this present moment, right? All that's happening at the moment is going to come and try and test this wick at the 80,567, right? This could be the area. And I'll say this as well. Look, I'll say this as well. Throughout my experience, and you guys, you got to get to a stage, and I'll explain this to you as well, right? And I want everyone to understand this. We're coming into the stage of this market, right, where you will start to be tested in your morals and your convictions. You will start to hear your family members, your friends, your cleaner, your taxi driver, all of those people start to like to make little bits of fun about you. Like, say things like, "Oh, how is that crypto going? Oh, how is that? Oh, yeah, how is that all that kind of stuff will start happening, right? And it will test your will whether you want to be in this and that you went through in all of these horrible situations, right? But I'll say this, right? They are also the same people that will come to you and go, "Hey, what's this? What's this Donald Trump coin? Do you think that's a good investment? I think that Donald Trump coin can do well." Those are the type of people that you're going to be coming across. So this is what I'm trying to say to everyone. You need to understand and develop a very thick skin, because you'll see it. You'll see even in my lives. You'll get to people that will come and say just random stuff because they're angry about something or other, and this and the other, and then move on. That is the nature of the situation. In fact, you'll get people who will even try and go even more because they're just angry. This is the thing. What do you think about the total market cap around 2030? Much more or less than 3 trillion? What are you talking about? 2030? How am I supposed? 2030 is quite far away. It's really hard to understand where that could go. What's this? And this Japan carry trade. Yeah, I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get to that, right? What's the plan with the cap when the market goes up? When the market is starting to get a bit more liquidity, you'll understand. Look, I have a lot of we'll discuss that when we come, but there are plans, right? There are a whole swathe of things that I'm going to be doing. There's nothing on that side that I'm even considering anything on that side, right? I'm not going to even anything that will be done right now will be to the detriment of the project. Any updates on the MSTR delisting? That will be in January. That's the thing. It's going to be a January thing. I don't think there's going to be any problem with that. To be honest, we'll see. We'll see what happens. There is a bit of a risk of a spiral of that thing, but it's happened many times before. Now, what I will say this week, and what is really, really important to understand, is that at this present moment, we developed what could be described as, I explained it last time. We are in sort of, bear flag territory, right? I explained that last time. And I said that even if we pull this back down to here, we're looking like it's completely broken out of that, right? We are nowhere. We have broken out of that, and there is movement that's going to be doing, and that movement is going to be down. Developing stock market mindset in this market. Yes, look, things are going to get boring, but I will say this: we want boring. Boring is where money is made. You don't look at the S&P 500 and say, "Wow, that's a crazy." Why do you think they look at investments over a lifetime? That's the thing I want to explain to everyone, right? So look, if we look at the market at this present moment, Bitcoin, in my humble opinion, coming off more of a horizontal. Look, we see various chart patterns happen, but the ones that hold the most strength are the horizontal lines, right? The ones that have the most amount of validity to its support are the horizontal ones. That's why you're seeing a bit of a bounce from that zone now. But I would be wholeheartedly expecting this thing to go and test this lower range here. Even if it comes down to the 50% of that wick, even if it gets to that area, where are we here? Yeah. Even if we get to there, which will most probably be around the 81.4, 81.5, I think it's going to come and be tested. Now, at some point, right? At some point, there is going to be a counter rally. At some point, right? Now, when that will be is another matter, because I'm going to get into some really interesting, overly ridiculous things that are happening this week. Because every week is full of data and stupid stuff that can cause the end of this market 3 and 10 times over, right? This is it. When you see these big moves happen, right? When you see these type of large movements happen in this manner, you usually get a retrace of the 50%, right? Usually. You will usually get some form of a 50% retrace, right? And you see it here. You see it that this comes and taps this 50% retrace here. But if we look at the greater move, right? If we look at the greater move on this at this point, we're looking that it comes to the 98,000 level, around the 100,000 level. There will be a point where this thing gets tested. There will be. Now, at this present moment, where we are in the market, with the sheer level of volatility that we're sitting in at this present moment, I mean, if we look at the data that's going to be coming out this week, it is a joke. It is a joke. We're going to be we have some insane data coming out this week, right? Good evening, Leeds. Good evening, Major. How you doing, man? I really like TikTok and X chat so much more. It's such a less toxic environment. It's like a warm hug. You guys are lovely. I appreciate you guys being nice to me. But I would ask one thing: if you guys could retweet my live, that would be very much appreciated. It would mean a lot. Kramer said he wouldn't touch crypto in a million years. We know what it means. You're gonna get a lot of those statements. I'm telling you, you're going to get to you're the man, Alvarez. Thank you so much, appreciate it. You're gonna get a lot of people that are not gonna be very happy with this market. You're gonna get resentment and anger and all this kind of stuff. It will happen, and that's the thing, right? I see how many likes I can push watching better than work. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. Now, what's happening this week is you're gonna get some interesting numbers coming out, right? First things first, we're getting the non-farm employment change. I'm expecting this from tomorrow onwards. I'm expecting this to be very bad. All right. I'm in it for the long term. Good. All right. I'm expecting this is not going to be good, right? I'll tell you now. I would not be surprised if job creation is absolutely terrible. It came out better than expected, but I'm expecting this thing to be dire. Actually dire. And that's going to cause a huge problem in the markets for sure, right? We're also going to be getting unemployment rates, which is also very, very important to understand. And then on top of that, Road 1990, you're amazing. Thank you so much. It's very kind that you're sharing it with so many people. I would appreciate it if people could do that on the X as well, but no, each to their own. I don't want to force anything. By the way, if anyone wants to see what's going on here, you can see my screen from that point onwards. Now, if we look at later on, we'll also be getting the core CPI data, which is going to be an interesting one. To be honest, I'm expecting inflation going to be less and less of a problem, right? So I'm expecting there's going to be more decisions, and that there, to be honest, could be a catalyst for this market to have a counter rally. If inflation comes in less than expected, if core CPI comes in less than expected, then we will get some form of a rally in the market, right? So watch those areas very, very carefully. But we come on to the scary part, and that is the Bank of Japan, right? Now, on the one side, we are expecting that there's going to be, this is pretty much priced in, right? That's pretty much priced in. We're expecting that there's going to be a level of, we may not see something happen on the day because people know this is going to go. This is going to be something that's going to be moving on. 1 second. I just realized something. Oh, God, I'm not on the... okay, 1 second. 1 second. You're going to hear something amazing right now. Are you ready? Do I sound better now? to the thing. Really wants them to keep saying we're going to 70,000. There's a possibility, yeah. There's a very real possibility. I'm going to get to that in a second. There's a real possibility there. Do you hear about XRP and Solana partnership? And if so, could you share your thoughts on that? There is that thing. Partnerships can go in a lot of ways, right? That partnership will help Solana more than XRP. That I'll tell you that now for a fact. In Friday will decision. Yeah. They're going to be stating they're going to be raising by 0.25. I would not be surprised if they don't do that, right? But I'll say this, right? And I'll say this. Everyone knows they're going to raise rates. It would be the shock of the century if they don't raise rates. I would be super surprised if they don't raise rates, right? Because that's their federal funds rate at this present moment in relation to the inflation and growth statistics and the inability to sell government bonds. I see no way that they're not going to raise rates. Not a chance, right? Now, on the day, it may not do anything, but I would be expecting the week after we could potentially really see the first real test of your nerve. I'll say that, right? Because we've at this present moment broken out of a key range. We're having some level of support at the 84. It'll be different if it comes back. We close the day candle within this range here. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think this bottom area is going to be most definitely tested. And most importantly, you look at it and it comes into the almost same aspect. You see the importance of Bitcoin in relation to the total market cap. It really is, almost an identical move that we're going off in this present market, right? Now, if we look at USDT dominance, we saw the breakout happen last time when we were on the live, and this thing looks like it's going to continue. Not only that, if the day candle closes, right? If the day candle closes above the 6.37 area, if it closes above that, then that there could be very, very painful for the market, right? I would not be surprised if this thing doesn't go up. I said around the 8% mark. It's very, very possible it could get around the 8% mark if this continues, and it's looking like it is. It really does look like it's going to be doing that in that manner. So be careful with all your moves. If things are going in that direction, if things are moving in that direction, it looks like it is. Every pump that you see is an opportunity to short, in my opinion, at this present moment. We are at full steps up, elevated down territory. All right, and there will be a point. Do you think? Did you hear Ripple became a bank? Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I think XRP has a place. Don't get me wrong, right? And I think Ripple's going to be. It's very interesting that they wholeheartedly make sure that they stated to be. There's no sound. Is there no sound on TikTok? Is there no sound? Sounds fine. We can hear you. All right. Okay. Eliza, maybe put the sound up on your phone. It can happen sometimes. All good. Ah, cool. Fantastic. It's just quiet. Is it? I don't know why it would be quiet. Hmm. One second. Is it the right one? Yeah, it should be fine. I don't know why. We can hear fine. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's good. All right, cool. Whatever. If this continues on, then we're gonna be seeing some more pain. And the thing is, right? Look, I want to say a few things to everyone. I just wanted to be clear. Don't touch nothing. It's okay. Don't touch nothing. Hey, I might have some technical difficulties now and again. It doesn't mean it's always technical difficulties. All right. All right. All right. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Now, what was I talking about? Yeah, so this move up is going to be more painful for a lot of alts out there, and that's what I'm saying. When you see big moves going on with certain tokens, that there is a opportunity for you to short. Because I'll say this, right, and I'll say this very 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 clearly. At this present moment, any new liquidity that goes in and wants to have some level of access into risk on assets will either be going into gold or the S&P 500. Right now, there is a real lack of liquidity, or more importantly, investor caution. Right? People are cautious about doing any level of risk on asset investment. Anything on that level. So we have to bear that period of time. But I will say this, right? Crow pump 13% earlier for 15 minutes. I'm sure it's going to have a lovely move back down again. Why not silver? Well, silver is also, see, this is the thing. So you'll start seeing, when you see metal start to rise, right? That's usually an area of risk that they're willing to play on, right? And this is the thing. I want everyone to really to check this out as well. You know, we're going into an age where, you know, we're in an AI age, right? It's already down. There you go. Yeah. The next one on my list is Pippin. I'm waiting for that lower time frame market structure change. I'm gonna short that thing like you would not believe. You got to be crazy thinking that thing is gonna stay up. You have to be nuts. Like, you have to be on another level of craziness. And look, you'll see popcorn events, right? Because we still have liquidity in this market, but it will be rolling into what I would suggest and understand is that more utility plays will move, right? Things that have some level of utility to it or attached to a bigger name or things on that level will have that access to liquidity that will move the market, that will move the graph. But understand, when you make your profit, take your profit. That's it, right? That's the thing that I will say to everyone. Now, what's with ETH? I'm going to get to ETH. Now, if we look at Bitcoin dominance, it's still hovering and more of a sideways crab at this present moment. We've developed into a range. I still believe, right? It's going to bounce very soon. Trust me. You scared like everyone? I'm not scared. I literally said there's going to be. Oh, you weren't here. I literally said there's going to be a counter vary. I'm not scared. I promise you. If you MCP, if you want to listen to my previous streams, like, they're all recorded, so you can see the genesis of where I'm talking about, right? Is this. I fully expect to be a counter rally. Fully. I expect that the 98 to 100,000, 98, that this zone here is going to be tested. Genuinely, right? I full on expect that to be the case. Just I believe that it's going to test the lows first. I think it's going to come and try and take out this wick. I think it's going to come and try and take out this wick, even if it is 50% that wick, right? Let me just put that line there. So anyone that comes in and then shouts, just spews out just ridiculousness, right? I fully expect, okay, at minimum, for this 82.9 to be tested, right? And I'm expecting some form of counter rally. Now, this may not happen in December, because a week from now, we are going to be in full Christmas territory. Full, right? We are going to be in, I'm wearing my hat, I bought a tree, we've spent money on stuff, all of that stuff, right? Everyone's gonna be in that level. And if you think that they're gonna be thinking about cryptocurrency and all that kind of stuff, you're gonna be in a different planet, my friend, right? So this could genuinely be in January, but I expect the 50% retrace and test of that 50% range of this move, this initial move all the way down, which sits around the 98.3 to 100,000, most probably going to be tested, right? Most probably. And I would say after that point where we will get some form of, I mean, as I gave it last time as well, 98, 104, and 109. Those are the levels that I'm looking at. And at each possibility will be a point where you'll be able to short like till May. Like we're at that level. And you need to understand this: the more levels of speculators disappear from this market, the more there's going to be ability to hold that line going down. Will the counter rally be from a 40? No, I wouldn't go to 40k. No, I would say, look, there's a real case, and I just want to make sure everyone's clear about this, right? I'm just saying relevant short term. I would say by the summer, we are going to be all very, very, very happy. This is the thing. I want everyone to be very, very careful here, right? I want everyone to understand that we, at this present moment, we have, if this is the end, and it's kind of not, when I say the end of what would be bullish price action, right? We are in for a very short amount of time of this being like this way. The reason why I say that is because there are all the factors that are going to be bringing in excess liquidity into the market. Excess. And that is what our industry thrives off. Excess liquidity is where fun time happens, right? That's where the play money comes in, because this market still, it's nowhere near large enough to be able to absorb that in a way without showing any real level of effectiveness. When do you think everything will turn around? When clarity? But I would say May. I would say up until the point of the new Fed chair changing. And I promise you, I will promise you this, right? That guy is going to be dubbed as the word starts with an F, and it sounds like yuck, right? He's going to be dubbed as yuck. Do you understand what I mean? 0% interest rates won't happen. The only time 0% interest rates will happen is if the S&P 500 is in real problem, right? And I'll say this to you, and I want this to be clear. This is sometimes counterintuitive for you to for people to understand. We kind of want, and okay, please be careful with what I'm trying to say. This, I kind of want the S&P 500 to really retrace. I want it to do some really silly things, because look, liquidity is somewhat moving out of Bitcoin anyway, right? We're getting into a point where I would say the absolute real Pippin just dumped. Are you joking? Didn't dump. You're making me feel like it. Until there's a lower time frame break of structure, let it get below 0.3617. Let it close a candle below that. then I'm gonna I'm gonna short this. I'm gonna short this thing like it has no idea. It'll get new pants. That's how bad I'll short it. Right? Just waiting for that. Let me just put this here. 1 second. Let that market structure shift break from there. That'd be nice. Very nice. Let it do that, and then if it can pump back up, right, and it reject off here, that'd be extra very nice. I'll explain. Okay, why I think the summer, right, is because of this, right? We're starting October the 20th. Next summer is just a normal bear market. Nothing really discovering here. Yeah. It's not really a normal bear market. It's a non-euphoric bear market, right? It's non-euphoric top bear market. So I'll say this. Currently, there are bulls that are cautious about entering. Cautious bulls are my favorite type of bulls, right? Because when things turn, they will pump in liquidity like nothing else. We'll also get into a point where the Fed, I'm almost certain, are going to continue cutting, right? And that cutting cycle is going to run for a while. And by the time of the summer, I think that cutting cycle will be probably 80% there, right? And coming into the time of where the midterms will be over, you'll get into a new Fed chair coming in. There'll be a new taste in the mouth of people. People will be in the summer and all this kind of stuff. And all that thing will be the point when things start going absolutely crazy. And what will happen is that for all these people that are here, all those people that are going to be getting hate for the next 3 to 4 months, unfortunately, guys, I'm going to explain that to you if we're in that scenario, right? You guys are going to be in the absolute best place. The absolute best place to achieve all of the FOMO of those people that will get in late. All of it. I'll just explain that to you now. Don't feel like there is no profit to be made here. And that's why I've created the pro group for where there are trades happening, where there's a community going on, and people can go in there and check that out. If you want to check that out, you just go to the links in the bio and you can go from there, right? Now, people also in the pro group, you need to understand, patience is a virtue. I kind of sometimes don't want to put trades in there because everyone needs to learn patience. If you trade on a daily basis and keep pushing, you will ultimately lose all the time. This is the thing. It's not the worst bull run ever. 2019 was very similar to this. In fact, that was worse. By far the worst, right? All those people that were in Bitcoin did well, though. That's the thing. At the beginning of the previous bear market, people got in there are doing extremely well. It's just this cycle thing that's going on, and I do kind of believe that the market is moving in that way. I want to short the market. Yeah, I know everyone does. Everyone really wants to. There's an opportunity, right? Look, you see what's happening. You see what's happening. I showed it in the pro group chat as well, right? If anyone wants to go in there, I'm going to do some sort of deal where everyone can get in very cheap. I feel like I should do that. Maybe I'll do like a 1 monthly deal, because usually at this present moment it's a 3-month entry. Maybe I'll do a 1 month thing. Anyway, whatever. Because of the midterms elections, so Trump will pump the markets. I would say after. I would say after the midterms are over, things will start going in that direction. Now, I'm pretty certain that this around this level here is going to be tapped between the 81.5 and possibly even go down to the 80.7, around that level. Is the December rally to 100 to off the table? No. I didn't say the 102. I said, oh my God. You know, I said that most probably it will go. It's going to come and try and test the 98 to 100,000, right? If that holds more, it will go most probably and test 103, 104, and then on top of that, they'll probably go maximum to the 109, because that there will develop the other shoulder of this massive head and shoulders movement, and it will then have the biggest short of your life. What happened there? That's that point where I will start deploying serious capital to short the market. We'll see if it gets there. But I would say at minimum, a 50% retrace from the market is going to be tested. I would say so. We got the first 50% retrace of this move here, but the larger move hasn't happened yet. So that's why I've put that number at the 98. There's still a chance it may not happen. I mean, we are coming into a holiday season. We're a week away from all the Christmas stuff. So you know what I mean? It doesn't give to we could yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens, right? And especially if we're going into all the news and the issues that are happening at this present moment, it's not looking really hopeful for this market to gain, you know, bullish news. I mean, I think the CPI could potentially do it, which will give it more hope of further rate cuts, which could give that a little bit of a bump. And I think the Bank of Japan is going to be something like a nothing burger. Then next week it will not be a nothing burger. Something on those vibes is what's going to be happening. So far, I just want to say, I know that people are not believing what I'm saying. I mean, I've literally said exactly what was going to happen. I mean, I did say exactly what was going to happen. And this is what's going on right now. So we'll see. We'll see what happens at this point. But I think, as I said, this bottom level is going to be tested and we can go from there, right? Now, a few more things that I want to say, which is also somewhat not the best, is that if we look at the 10-year Treasury yields, this thing is going to be going up, right? And this, if you map it towards any type of risk on asset, this going up means bad for risk on assets, right? Calvin is my uncle. Fantastic. Get him in touch with me. I like him. He seems like a nice guy. And he trades with really small amounts of money as well, which I really like. You know, 50K is tiny. It's like, you know, it's nothing for him. What are you talking about? He drives a Maybach that he's something or other, right? Sorry. I love how ironic he is. I love how he doesn't get how unironically funny he is. That's why I like him. He's like your uncle, your lame uncle. That's just like, you know, he's lame, but you kind of love him. You know what I mean? And he has good stories, like that kind of thing. I do like the guy. I do want to meet him. He seems like a really nice guy, right? So that's that situation there, right? So this going up is not going to be very good for the market, and I think that will cause more issues than positives. I know I'm sounding really bearish right now. By the way, who's a fraudster? I wouldn't say he's a fraudster. That's a really harsh way to say it. I think he's business minded, but I wouldn't say he's a fraudster. That's not a nice way to talk about him. But yeah, look, we'll see what's going on that side. Furthermore, gold is looking like it's going to really test that 4-3. And more importantly, forget the 4-3, I think it might even break through. I think gold people are going into a stage right now where they're wholeheartedly, hello, Cryptus. Cryptus, I'm going to test your thing. I'm so sorry. I've been very busy at the moment dealing with this first XI project, which I'll come to in a second. I'll explain a bit about that as well. Yeah, so I would not be surprised if this thing doesn't really start to really ramp up afterwards, especially when the Bank of Japan starts to do some silly things. We'll see. Although, to be honest, if the Bank of Japan actually is going to have some sort of real problematic move in the market, pull some of that liquidity out. Although, to be honest, that liquidity pull will already happen. What might be the case is that it might be a catalyst for people to sell, because everyone knows it's going to happen. Everyone does. Everyone with liquidity that is going to be playing is going to do that. But we will see, especially as the US central I mean, the Fed is going to be buying massive amounts of government bonds and pumping liquidity into the market to try and counteract the effect of this. Because you need to understand, Japan, by all sense of understanding, are the creditors of the world. When your interest rates is at 0.5%, you basically live off credit. The whole market lives off credit on that thing, and as that moves up, it's going to absolutely destroy any level of risk on asset investment that you could possibly imagine. Why would you? You don't have excess money. You'll just put it into things that you would think are relatively safe, and you'll start looking at things like metals. You start looking at things like S&P 500. You start looking at tracker funds and all that kind of stuff. Even the government yield, the US government yields, will be something that wouldn't be of interest. It's not good enough. There won't be enough to cover the cost of that trade in between, especially with currency exchange fees, and on top of that. But the one thing it's weird. The one thing I don't get. And I was talking to someone recently, right? Is that the yen isn't going up. which doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. The yen should go up. Unless, God forbid, the investors think that the Japan Central Bank is not going to, they're believing they're not going to hike interest rates. Wait, what's the yen? 1 second. One second. Why is this not working? That is a real thing I didn't think about. Why is this not working? Hello? Okay, my trading view is just conked out. Hello? All right, let's try it on Pippin. Do you like the quality of the keyboard? Why is the yen not going up against the dollar? I mean, sorry, my brain just, if that can't be the case. That can't be that stupid. They can't be that stupid. Or there is no exposure to or they've already de-risked themselves from the market. You would expect, with they're both weak, both are losing against the euro. Yeah, but that shouldn't be the case. The yen should be gaining value right now. What? How does that make sense? How does that make sense? How does the yen? How is the interest rates in help, right? Someone explain this to me. How does the interest rates in Japan increasing, which is going to happen on Friday? I would be shocked if it doesn't happen, unless they know something, which I doubt it, right? Not cause the yen to go up. Unless one of two things, right? Unless the yen carry trade has been largely unwound, or they're in investments that they can't get out of, or they are massively stupid and think that the Bank of Japan is not going to cut interest rates. The last one being the worst of all possible things that could happen. So yeah, so maybe monitor that. Oh, they are smart. No, I don't see them being smart. I mean, we are a couple of days away from this Bank of. Could they? I mean, could they make? All right, I don't know. That's an oxymoron that's going on right now. The yen should be popping, especially against the dollar. What about against the? 1 second. Sorry, we'll just. We just had an epiphany in a. That's what she said. Well, they would also be stupid to fall for another carry trade again. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What about the euro? Yeah, it's. I mean, it's gained some. I mean, it's gained some, but it. This is weird. We'll see. We need to monitor this. This makes no sense. This really makes no sense. Interesting. This is strange. Anyway, let's see what happens. We need to monitor that very carefully. The yen needs to gain value. Like, it really needs to gain value. Where it's sitting right now, it's just crabbing. That's not Florian. I think there's a reason why I blocked you what you just said. I had to read it 4 times. Rewrite that, man. Read what you just wrote and rewrite that. I was like, who's that? I don't know that guy. I don't know that guy. Good evening. Japan will also add liquidity to the market. They already have. They already have. They've already pumping in liquidity. Maybe it's because the actual influx of maybe the yen. Okay, I would not be surprised if the yen carry trade is it's largely been reduced. Right. I would not be surprised if that's the case. Also, I would not be surprised if people are not buying the yen because they're afraid that the Japanese economy is not growing, right? So there would be no need or want to access that level of liquidity there, right? By the way, anyone here wants to see my screen, you can go to these and you can just watch it from there and check it out as well. So I would be cautious in understanding, because that, in every sense of the word, I mean, it's on the 15-minute, but let's look at the larger. I mean, it is gaining. It is. But that is a lower high. This is going to go down and retest, most probably test the 181. Weird. All right. Well, I'm going to monitor that. That makes no sense. In fact, I'll talk to a few people as well. That makes absolutely no sense. But anyway, let's see what's going on there. So yeah, look, that there. I would not be surprised if does not cause some form of excuse for a sell-off next week. I would not be surprised if that's the case. But I'm just saying, at some point, this 98 level is going to be retested. At this present moment, I fully expect it to go down and check this area here, right? If we look at some other factors as well, the dollar is falling. There is a fall in the dollar, but it's not relating into Bitcoin, buying into the to cryptocurrency. It's relating more probably into buying of either gold or the S&P 500. Sell the humor, sell the news, sell the event. Just sell. Just sell everything. Just sell everything. Look, you will know the bottom is hit, right? When it is a ghost town, right? When you're at ultimate ghost town, when your cleaner comes in and goes, Mr. Crypto, and starts laughing at you, that's the moment I'll start buying. That's the moment I'll be like, all right, I'm putting my net worth into this thing, brother. when your cleaner is taking the taking the Mickey, then you know that's the moment to buy. That's how it works. You need to get to. There's going to be a moment where everyone is saying it's the end. That's when I get interested. It's always the case. It's always those people that take that risk at the scariest part of the market, and the market's going to test you. Look, I promise you this, right? Mark my words when I say this. The market will test you 10 to 15% more than you're comfortable with. This is something I'm going to. I promise you that will happen. You are going to be tested to the extremes of your thing. I don't have a cleaner, so please tell me. Hey, I'm the cleaner. When I look at myself in the mirror and go, crypto, huh? Bitcoin, huh? Who's gonna do this for you, huh? Then I'll be like, all right, okay, go upstairs and log in and do that kind of stuff. It's a lame joke, all right? I'm sorry. It's a lame joke, all right? I've been working a lot these days. Whatever, it's all good. Now, one thing I will say, XRP finished? No, what are you talking about? 10,000 minimum. Look, on the one hand, I'll say this, right? A lot of people are hating on XRP. Some justified. Some things are justified. I will say that. But I'll say this, right? It has been spectacularly resilient. It is holding this line. It's holding this support line like something I've never. I mean, it's amazing. Are we going to? After the saddest bull, are we going to have shortest bear? I think May, 6 months. I think 6 months is going to be the period when this thing starts to read. And the moments and the bits of action that you do before that, and the investments that you put into before that is going to pay off at that point. But I'll say this, right? I fully expect 2028 to be absolutely terrible. I'm saying that you have the next run, or it's going to be very, very bad for everything. Because think of it this way, right? We're coming off the lowest level of liquidity in history, right? I want to say this, into a period where we're going to be doing some massive changes to the amount of liquidity in the market and the accessibility of debt and money and all that type of stuff. And on top of that, we're going to be getting a ultra bearish in the pocket of Donald Trump Fed chair, who is going to pump in liquidity like you will not believe. And there is only one outcome to that. Only one. If you think that the amount of liquidity pumped in at COVID is going to be, you know, a bear market, a pullback, just wait what will happen then. I am fully expecting Donald Trump to pump so much liquidity into this market and push our industry to the forefront of everything as much as possible. Because think of it this way, AI is leading everything. And we're in an industry where it's blockchain technology works in line, in tandem with AI. It's an inevitability something's going to happen in this. But with that amount of liquidity going into the market, that amount of euphoria and fun and all this kind of stuff, it's only going to lead to one thing, and that is massive levels of inflation. Massive. Absolute. And blame the next guy like he did with, it's going to bring in enormous levels of inflation to levels where the next two terms are going to be struggling to fix it. So understand this. People are sad that we didn't get a euphoria this euphoria top this time, but the next one will be look. I'll just show it to you on the graph here. I'll show it on the graph so you can see a physical representation. I don't know why I said it that way. Sorry if anyone's French. This there, my friend, is the 2019 bull market. Look at that. Look how amazing that looks. Right? So, now don't take this to heart. I mean this in the nicest possible way, right? I mean it in the... You know when someone says that something terrible is going to come after, right? Right? Just understand this, right? This is you. And this is the friend that your girlfriend said, don't worry about him, right? This is the bull market that we're going through right now, which is that moment that you're in that relationship. And the next one that's coming in about 6 months, 6 months time is that bad boy, right? That's the guy that's gonna be like, swinging and rocking and rolling, right? That's what's going to happen. Understand that. We have cautious bulls on the sideline. We have gonna have excess liquidity, a bullish chair. We're going to have a bunch of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin regulations going in. You're gonna have AI going everywhere. Everything's gonna be all hunky dory, and then that's gonna happen. Can you really say it's a bull market? I mean, technically, we're still ranging. Technically, we are. I don't want to be like super. I don't want to be like terrible, but technically, we are still ranging until it breaks the 74,000 level, right? We'll be ranging. You know what I'm saying, right? We're still ranging, but I really do think we're going to test the 200-day moving average. So around the 70,000, 68 to 70,000 is something that I'm wholeheartedly expecting. And I will say this to everyone that will come in later on and say, you didn't tell me, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. 68,000 or wherever it touches the 200-day moving average will be an area where I will be deploying huge amounts of capital. Being very honest with you guys. For everyone that thinks that that's, that I'm not telling you, I'm telling you now. That level there will be an area where I'll be, even if it'll happen now. Even if we get to a point where this, over Christmas, we get a monster dump, which is possible. It's still possible. You never, you know what I mean? To move this market, it'll take one whale to do something, right? Even if we get that real pullback into the 98, the 68 to 70,000 region, I will still be deploying a huge amount of capital, and this thing comes and retests the 98, say. That movement from there to there, it will be a multiple years salaries of people. Don't forget that. There's still a lot to be made, not 40,000. No. Who says 40,000? Why is everyone saying 40,000? No, 40,000 is when you should be really worried. That's when things get really, you should be like, bruv, what's going on? No, it wouldn't be 40,000. But I would say around the 70,000 would be the area that you should be looking at, and that there is where I'll be ascertaining as much of this run, whether it's a short-term bounce to potentially hold this 109,000 area, or lower down 98 or the 104. Those are the three areas that I'm looking at. How do I get more money to invest? Well, you could you could check out the pro group. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Even though people are unhappy because I'm not putting trades every single second of every single day. Well, we're trying to be preserve capital, We're in for the long run. We have 6 months. You don't want to get fatigued out of this market. Trust me. Trust me when I say that. It's all right. 3 or 4 good trades, making, 5 to 10K a month. I think that should be fine. Should be fine. And I think in Christmas, I might do a deal to get in. We'll see. Let's have a look. Also, if you guys want to check out a few other things as well, look, also, one more thing I want to show you guys. This is one thing I want to show you guys. This is not about the token. I want everyone to be understand of this, right? This this FXI game that's coming out, right? Is going to be a football manager inspired blockchain game, right? All you're doing right now, I wish I could say more. On the NDAs, I can't say it, right? All I would say now is that if you log in, you get referrals and you just do daily tasks. Then the game will come in, and this is a project that is aiming to peak at the World Cup, right? That's all I can say. That is all I can say, right? But all I'm doing right now is gaining as much of these daily points as possible. That's all I'm doing. And if you guys want to join in onto it, there's a referral system. You guys can refer each other. I was about to say something then. Oh my god! You can just gain the points, daily achievements, gain your levels, gain all that kind of stuff. But know that what can I say? A full ecosystem is coming to this. That's all I'm gonna say. And if you guys want to check it out, right, I'll put the referral here so you guys can see. 1 second. Let me just get the referral. It's a super clean UI as well. Let me just say this. Just 1 second. All right, let me just copy this. All right, okay. I'll just copy that. I'll put that into the referral thing. If you guys want to check it out, it's just a game, right? It does have a token attached to it. That's not the important part. And that's me telling you this. That's not the important part, right? You guys are unbelievably early. I joined on Saturday. Looks great. Yep. Oh, there is one thing I can say. Okay, there's one thing I can say. I forgot I could say this. He told me I could say this. Who is the dev of this game? Does anyone know? Does anyone know who the dev of this project is? That I can tell you. That he allowed me to say. You can look him up. Oh yeah, who is it? Who is Bunky? Tell me who's the dev of this game. Let's see if I did I say it? I don't think I said it. No. Who's the dev of this game? Or this project and this ecosystem? No. He's a guy named Interchanger. And if you look up Interchanger, right? Oh, no, it's not. Look at Interchanger. And he's the main dev of ChainSwap. Developed this. And his team. Okay, enough of that. Amadel. Ronaldinho. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind that the main dev of the $258 million market cap coin created this. That's why it looks so good. Right. There we go. That's all cool. Now, James Wynn. Only down, bro. Where do I find the link? It's if you come to actually, should I haven't put it on my I'm not allowed to because of TikTok rules. But if you go to the tube, I'll show you how to find it. It's really easy. Just go to the Learn by Alvarez. If you guys want to check that out as well, make sure it's a nice little community of people there. You can ask anything you want there. People are very quiet in there because I'm assuming everyone is really downtrodden on the market. But I will say this: if anyone needs help on anything, if anyone needs to ask a question, if anyone needs to do anything of any level, right? All you need to do, I'll show you this to you, right? And this is a honest thing. I mean it in this way, right? All you need to do is go to the bottom, go to the links, all links where it says Linktree, go to the Learn by Alvarez, right? And that is our free community. Ask whatever you want. Anyone that says that that's a stupid question will have to deal with me. You get it? There is no level of stupid question. We are there to help as much as you want to. And if you want to get a little bit more information, a little bit more knowledge, you can also ask for the pro group and I'll give you the explanation for that as well. But it's not necessary. You can come and watch it here. You can come and join my lives. It's a safe space on that side. Is that fair? Do we understand? Also join like all these other stuff as well. You can go and check it out there. It's really easy. Yep. All good? Right. Now, questions. What do you want? What kind of questions you guys want? A little bit more and then I'm going to head off. I have to do Christmas stuff. I'm cool Christmas breath, innit? You know what I'm saying? Which ETH Tom Lee saying till end of December will be 8K. Yeah, but that's look. What do you think of tomorrow's job data? I am thinking that job creation is going to be terrible. I think that's going to be revised down like a mother who likes to something. It's a 3-month payment. I'm thinking of doing it, bring it down to a 1 month for people to try it out. It's not annual. I don't do it annual. I do it for 3 months because of the amount of costs involved and all the people in there. I mean, yeah, that's the way that I look at it. There's a lot of detail. There's also it's gonna be messy. It's gonna be this week, bro. This week, it's like adding the extra spice onto a extra spicy week, right? From tomorrow onwards. This is the thing I want everyone to understand this, right? I want to be sure that the Monday range develops. Because every news that comes out this week will be market moving news. Every news, right? Everything. Like everything, right? You look at the non-farm change, that's going to change the market. Hourly earnings, going to change the market. Unemployment data, going to move markets. CPI, going to move markets. Japan, going to move markets. Everything is going to move markets this week. So if you're going to play the market, and we will, in the program, we're going to play the market. I'm going to be putting a whole bunch of stuff in there. We will play the markets, right? All I will say is that get ready to be active, to be unbelievably active. It's going to be volatile. Volatility is our friend. We're going to be playing the markets on that side, but just be forewarned. It's going to get messy. And I don't mean the football type of messy. I mean messy. What do you think Asia will do tonight? Carry this on. Look, we're bouncing off this key level. I think what I will say this. There were reports they didn't want to release until next year. Can't remember if they were earlier reports or not. It's gonna be. I'm expecting something not good, right? It's gonna be bad, right? It's going to be very bad. I'm expecting some terrible things tomorrow, but I think CPI is going to be good, so that could pump the market. Let's see. Look, right now, if we look at the previous week, I would not be surprised. Where are we here? We're on the weekly. I would say that we've hit 50. I mean, look, we hit 50. The reason why I put this line here, by the way, if you guys need to understand this, and I'll show it to you. And you can watch my other videos for all those people who don't think that I'm doing this live and I've just made it up. If you go, and I drew this line here. The reason why I drew this line is because it's 50% of the wick, right? There's a strategy called mid-wick fill strategy, right? Where you fill in the mid of that wick and then retrace up. If this cannot get back into range, right? If it cannot go above the 0.6, the 86,300, this is going to go down and retest the bottom levels. Most definitely. But I would wait. You have to be careful. Patience is the number one thing in this industry right now. It's going to test you. You're going to get bored. Don't make silly mistakes. Just because you've missed one move doesn't mean there will not be 100 other moves later. We have 6 months to play with this. But trading platform is Mexi. By the way, and I want to show this to you guys as well, right? The Mexi account that I have, and I'm going to put it on from today onwards, right? And it's actually here as well. Look, if you go to my link tree, you will not see another creator do this. And I'm doing it, right? Most creators that will push a trading platform like Mexi are looking to gain some sort of commission from you, right? I have made a deal with Mexi where I give all of that back to people who go through my link. So you will see leverage trading pairs with zero cost, zero funding fees. You will see, when people put their P&Ls out and go, oh, I've done 200%, 50%, 80%, and you see zero fees on the top. They've paid nothing. And that's because of going through my thing. No other anyone else that's pushing you towards that is trying to make money from it. This one makes nothing. I make nothing. I do nothing. Just for you guys. Just a benefit for you. That's it. No one believes me. It's like I need to charge for people to believe me. No one believes me. But ask anyone that uses it, and everyone's like, yeah, it's the cheapest out there. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, they still charge on some of them because some of the volatility is so massive. But the larger pairs, it says zero fee. Zero. Nada. That's the thing I want to tell everyone. Anyway, back to reality. Any other questions? Any other questions? Otherwise, I'm going to head off and, be miserable putting up. My house is like Winter Wonderland. Brother, I'm going long on Pendle. What's your thoughts? It'll go up to $2. All right, let's have a look. Let's have a look at Pendle. Although Pendle is a long-term play, I think Pendle's going to be fine. Where did you long? Are you messing with me, man? No, Pendle doesn't look good. Or look, majority of these tokens, right? Majority of these tokens are going to test the bottom of this wick. This would be the deviation point of a lot of tokens. So, and yeah, it's not looking good. It looks terrible. It's closing below its prior range as well. Full deviation. I would short that. Japan rate change on 90. Yeah, Japan change rate. So we could use Mexi for all the trade. Yeah, of course you can. Some of them don't work on your phone. You have to do it on the desktop. I do all my trades on the desktop anyway. It's just clearer, bigger screens and stuff like that. It's just there. Look, go in, look at it. If you don't like it, don't use it. It doesn't. There's nothing there for you. Like it doesn't. There's no barrier to entry. The barrier to entry is signing up. That's the barrier to entry. So yeah, I think you are going to see this wick, this level of inefficiency in the graph, right, is terrible. And most of the time it will come and take out a load. All of them have this. All of them. Apart from some of the new ones that have launched, right? All of them will have this. Pick one. Do you say Polygon? Let me look at Polygon and see what Polygon's up to. Not Polygon, Matic. Stupid. Why am I not seeing it? How do we sign up via you? I'll show you. Look. Also look like everything looks right. I'll show you. Look, this is how you sign in. Look. You go to the bottom. Here. On the bottom, you're going to see a more chart. You go down here, go to this link tree here, and you go press that. This will come out. You see it there, right there. No one does this. No one, because everyone else is a greedy little. Anyway, whatever. What was I looking at? You were saying something. What was I looking at? Any other questions? You can use in call. What? Oh, bro. Joey V, I love that. 8%. What do you look for? Decide whether to long or short. I'm gonna start doing shows about that in the pro group as well. Let's this Christmas period run in a little bit, and I'll start doing that. I look for market structure shifts, right? I trade relatively simply, right? I look at certain confluences and look at certain things. I'll show you on Bitcoin what I looked for and what I put into the group, and people just didn't seem to understand what I meant. I'm going to make it clearer, right? If you look at the shorter time frame, right here, we saw a clear look. Just look at the prior range, right? I wrote onto the group, right, and I said, look. If it doesn't get above the 90,358, if this is becoming a difficult, because that's the prior high, right? If it doesn't get above that, which it didn't, it came close and started to deviate back down. That's when you short. You short when it can't. Either it taps it, if it or if it doesn't tap it, if it starts to show weakness before that, that's the moment you short. And you start getting into these understandings of ladders and elevators, right? Steps and elevators. I call it ladders, but whatever. Then people say steps. You'll get steps up and a massive dip down, which means it's a buildup of liquidity and a sell off. You see it here: build of liquidity, sell off. Build of liquidity, sell off, and that sell off happens at points where it has not been able to break the prior high. You see it here, doesn't break the prior high. You see it. Ooh, where else are we? Where else are we here? Here, look, couldn't break the prior high. That high couldn't be broken. Dump down. Couldn't break the prior high. Down. And it'll be the same thing. If this cannot break the prior high here, we might get this. Look, you might get something like this and settle here like that. That there would be an area to short because it hasn't been able to break the prior high. There is no break of trend, prior trend, right? And if you want to look at the areas where you will see strong levels, areas that you would say are, and the number one is is the 4 hour, right? The 4 hour is key. The daily is full confirmation, but if it goes through the periods of time, so 5, 15, 30, 1 hour, 2 hour, and it actually on the 4 hour shows this, that is a full confirmation that it has not taken out the prior high and it pulls down. What does short mean? When you bet against the trend. So not bet against the trend. It's like when you know when you invest in something where you put money in and when it raises you make money. This is the opposite way around. You put money in and if it goes down you make money. That's what a short is. Usually works on leverage, but you can do zero leverage as well. Now, this is the situation. What's Pippin up to? Can we short it yet? No. See, told you. If it doesn't break the prior trend, you don't do it. Oh my god. This short is going to be world class. It's going to be for the ages. I'm telling you. It's going to be for the ages. Why is it doing this? I will need to look into this coin. Oh, Matic. Let me look at Matic. 1 second. Man, that's going to be wild. Don't do anything until you see a change of a market structure change, yeah? Let's look at Matic. Okay, that's the wrong Matic. That's B Matic. I was gonna be like, what? I don't have the Matic. Wait. Why can't I find Matic? Why can't I see Matic? Am I losing my mind here? I'm already short in Bitcoin because now with 100x. Man, patience. Why can't I see Matic? Am I losing my mind? Why can't I see Matic here? Have I lost my mind here? Oh, is it Sonic now, right? Oh, God, I'm so sorry. That's why. Matic is Sonic now, right? I don't know what you want me to tell you, man. Would you? I don't know what you... It's Paul now. All right, okay. Is it Paul? Ah, okay. I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, that is nosediving. Man, that is actual nosediving. Terrible. I mean, actually terrible. I mean, it's not only taken out its wick, but it's going even more. Like, wow. Is Matic inflationary? Let me look at this and I'll head off. Or is it Matic inflationary? 1 second. Sorry. Let me show this. DeFi Llama. I didn't know it changed name. I don't care about Matic or whatever. Locked. Oh, really? Strange. People don't like Matic. That's wild. That's wild. People have just given up on Matic. Jesus. Damn. Oh well. There's nothing to say, man. It looks terrible. I can't say anything else. Anything else? One more and then I'm off. Do you think the bottom could be in for Matic? Until I see a structured change on this, I would not be interested in this in any way whatsoever. That looks terrible. Damn. Let's look at Sol. Sol and I'm out. Alright, where's Sol here? Yowza, what happened to Matic? My god. Layer 2 coins out full out pointless after Ethereum upgrade. Yeah, that's true. I think that's what's going on. Wow. Anyway. Where's Sol? Let's look at Sol. It is holding on for dear life. Sol. And I think that holding on for dear life is actually being done by the network themselves. I mean, that is a massive bearish order block. Like, I would not. That's going to be tested for sure. 95 is going to be tested for sure. For sure. For sure, it's going to be tested. For sure. I would not be surprised if 95 is not tested. I'm making jacket potato with cheese and beans. Oh, my man. It's the best. Should I put the butter in? Like, it's the best. That, yeah. I mean, look, I have no problem with Solana. I think Solana's going to be absolutely fine longer term, but damn. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's going to be tested for sure. Most definitely that's going to be tested. Let's see. Your thoughts on Ethereum price. Let's look at ETH and then I'm out. ETH is like, I mean, honestly, ETH is showing some unbelievable resilience to the market. So what's happening right now? I mean, even if we look at the ETH pair here, if you look at the ETH Bitcoin, that looks super resilient. I mean, look at this thing, man. Even if we, you know, that looks super resilient. I mean, it's still, it looks scary, especially against Bitcoin. It just means this is relatively strong against Bitcoin. It means that it will lose less value. It's still going to lose value. But I'm looking at ETH as an institutional play right now. Look, we have a trend line building up on this, right? Not even that. There we go. Right? So we could see maybe potentially some more pain to come. But I will not be surprised if the 2.6 is not tested. I'm more than certain it's going to come and try and test that level there. But it's looking unbelievably strong. Hold this trend line. Break of trend, then we start messing around from there. ETH is becoming an institution play. William Watson said it. Yeah, I know. But how can I do anything against Crypto Jesus, man? Crypto Jesus is the future. Anyway, look, guys, love, affection, all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna head off. I'll be here tomorrow. I'm still doing the lives. Look, you see, like a lot of influencers have left, right? When the money goes, right? They just don't care. I'm not here to do that kind of thing. Do you think Solana will hit $60? I don't think so. I need to look. So I'm still here. I appreciate you all coming and looking. I'll do more like fun streams as well. Do you want me to mix up like more fun stuff as well into the stream, so it's not just about how sad everything is and all that kind of stuff? 60. No, I wouldn't say 60. Maybe 60. Maybe a bit less. Stewie, just good news, please. Just good news. But I will say this type of thing, right? Do you want me to mix up like watching up stuff and looking at latest news and watching other people talk about it and all that kind of stuff? No, do streams on Great Bear market prices on all. See, I'll do that, no problem, and all that kind of stuff, right? I just want to make it a bit of a change, because look, we're getting into the quiet period, the lazy period, the oh my god, what have I done with my life period, right? But there's gonna be a point where when thing hits the lows and we're in that, when ultimately everyone says it's over, that hope is completely gone. That's the time when we will hit and strike, and we can go from there, right? And we will get to certain things. I'll find like interesting videos, I'll try interesting things about the market, I'll learn, and I'll get into more of the teaching side of things, right? And we can move from there. If you want to be a part of the community, go to the Learn by Hours, ask questions, talk, be a community there. It's the time to be community and all that kind of stuff. And if you want more, do all the other stuff, right? Check out FXI and all that kind of stuff. And I'll catch you tomorrow. All right, guys, please have fun, touch grass, see your family, enjoy, and all that kind of stuff. Take care. Peace. All right, that's off. And you guys have been amazing, incredible. Thank you so much for joining, all that kind of stuff. And we can go from there. All right, take care, peace, affection, and all that.